So I'm going to just introduce the definition of this obfuscation process, but in English, all the processes that do not have handoff and they do not have actually a correct ID, process ID, best the processes, so they are defined as obfuscated processes. And those are actually processes that they are running in background. Simply, if the computer user, they are aware of that, so those are dedicated to specific tasks. Otherwise they are malware. Full stop. What we are going to do today, it's a sort of definition of obfuscated processes, but we are not going to deal with all the cases. Briefly, we are going to present some of the obfuscated processes and the hidden processes for the purpose of the understanding and the awareness. Since it is a topic that touches everybody, and it is a topic that concerns all the computer networks users. So that's so. We go step by step until we reach all the targeted purposes. First of all, let's do some enumeration tasks and some penetration tested processes in order to recognize what we're going to do today. At the end of the day, we are going to try to communicate a malware that tries to trick the user to do whatever we want in an obscure way, obscure way. So our penetration testing and the startup, which is the enumeration or the reconnaissance phase we are going to do today, is to recognize all the details related to a domain. Amongst of them, the IP address, the server name, the whatever, so all the details that you can extract. Briefly and directly, we are going to extract the IP address. Later on, we are going to try to tackle the use of the IP address in a different way, which is not habitual to us, but very feasible. Very feasible. Means it is very working. If I tell you what is this number in terms of the network, you'll not actually 100%. You'll not be aware, because this is new for you, and this is something that we are not facing daily in the context of the network. But if I tell you that this is a URL, uniform resource location, that you can use to reach a domain, it will be strange. I'm going to copy this number here as per title of example only. I'm going to open a new tab. I'm going to paste this number that I copied right now. Enter. I'm going to see what it will give me. Actually, it told me immediately, it's giving me one IP address here. This IP address, what I'm seeing here, means that there is something related behind of this number. There is a secret. I'm going to leave this one here. I'm going to open, first of all, just to make you see what I said. It is an IP address exactly, and it opens the Facebook only. It is for the Facebook only, and the location of this IP address is the United States only. So this number I typed earlier, which is this number here, it is the same number I typed earlier. It is the same number here, which is this one. It is pointing to the Facebook and point to the server that gives the Facebook, which is available in the United States. How it comes, it is like that. This is one of the tricks that technology gives us. Actually, I typed in the URL only that number. I pressed enter. It given me a search engine. No. Still, it is not periculous. I'm gonna type HTTP : HTTP only 2T. Okay, / paste the number, and now enter. It opened the Facebook. I'm going to redo. I'm going to close everything. I'm going to open a new tab. I'm going to type HTTP : / paste the number, enter. Again, it's the Facebook. I'm going to open the incognito mode, the very secure browser interface, which does not save any history, and it does not use any cookies and any history. I'm going to say HTTP / did I do HTTP : / come on, / paste the number. If you can note here, as per hint, it is bringing me the IP address here. It does not. I'm typing the number here, and it is showing me as a help the IP address. I do not need this one. Sorry, I'm going to press enter. it brought me the Facebook. Again, it's the Facebook from this browser. I'll see if I can have another browser in this computer. I'm going to see if there is the Firefox. Yes, here it is. I'll wait for it to be open. Yes, here it is. Again, the same way, I'm going to paste the number only, enter. Search something, and immediately it brought me an IP address in front, United States-based IP address information. If I open, I will find the same details. It's the same IP address.com domain. So United States point to Facebook. So this is very, very clear. I'm going to open a new pad. I'm going to close this one. I'm going to type http:// paste the number, enter. Facebook, it is working very fine. I'm going to immediately move to the private one, which is the incognito also. Here, I'm going to type the, let's do it again directly, http:// paste the number, enter. See what it will do. Yes, it is redirecting me to the Facebook again and again and again. So, incognito mode, private, Facebook, normal, Facebook. Oh, they are being Facebook. So, then so, and then so. I'm going to close. I want to come back. Yeah, great. So I can close. So here we recognize that there is a strange representation of the domains. Actually, if I type facebook.com like this, and then it brings me Facebook. If I do HTTP, let's say http:// paste that number, this one. What I do, this one or facebook.com is the same. It gives me the same destination. It takes me to the same destination. Okay, there is any problem here? No, there is no problem here. Still, because here we are exploring the technology so far. We are exploring the technology so far. We see the problems later on, because numbering domains this way can lead to a danger when redirecting. See, when I type http:// I press enter. It does not open me the number. It redirects me to the domain. The behavior of redirecting causes a hidden process. It causes a problem later on. We will see how and when and where. We will just explore that. Now we are feeling the problem where it can be. We are exploring where the danger can be seen. Where we can see the danger, now we are exploring that. We're able to see where the let's say the sensitive place, they're redirecting where. So let's go on. We clarify still. I will insist on that. So first of all, let's see how we can generate such number. Actually, this number is a decimal representation of an IP address. This number here is a decimal representation of an IP address, and the IP address taken in this example is the Facebook. It's the Facebook IP address. The domain, which is the Facebook, it is pointed using an IP address, and the IP address is changed to a decimal number like this. It's decimal number. First thing to do, let's try to tackle the DNS domain name server protocol to extract the IP address of any domain we need. So let's use the command prompt. I'm going to open the command prompt, cmd. I'm going to open it as a normal user. Who am I? I'm going to say simple. I'm Murad. Simple. Okay. I'm gonna call the NS lookup. NS lookup. Okay. Here default server Uniswap. My IP address. I'm going to type favabay.com. Favabay.com. No, .com. I said. .com. And great, non-authoritative answer, and this is the IP address of this favabay.com. This is the IP address of whom? Of this favabay.com. This favabay.com. Its IP address, or the point and address of this favabay.com is this one. Name is favabay.com. Address is 66.96.147.159. Great. Let me copy this one. This IP address. Edit. Copy. I'll leave this one apart. I'm going to open a new tab. paste the IP address, enter, forbidden access, forbidden access, forbidden access means there is a response. It's not an error. Permission is denied, actually. Forbidden, we do not have the right to access. We do not have the right to access. I'm going to type http colon / enter. Still is the same 403 forbidden access. Do I make a mistake? No, no. Everything is perfect, is correct. Let me open a second command prompt. I'll leave this one apart. No, I'm not going to open a second. I'm going to just ping the facebook.com. I'm going to just tackle facebook.com. Yes, the IP address of this facebook.com is this one. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy this IP address. Copy, here it is. Yes, copy. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to open a new tab. Paste the number. Enter. It opens for me. Favabay.com does not open. Facebook. I paste the IP. Enter. It opens. What does it mean? It means the IP address is a problem. The IP address does not point here. This IP address does not point to the favabay.com. Favabay.com. Favabay.com is the domain. But its IP address is this one. Facebook, its IP address is this one. So Facebook is clearly pointed with this IP address, yet favabay.com is not pointed with this IP address. But when we did the enumeration or the reconnaissance, facebook.com is given this IP address, is linked to this IP address, and the favabay.com also is linked to this IP address. Both of them, they are non-authoritative for me. Both of them, they are not authoritative for my session. What does it mean? Is this one a fake error? No, no. The server where this favabay.com is a public server. The server where this facebook.com is a private server, is dedicated server. So the server where this facebook.com, it holds only the Facebook. But the server where this favabay.com is available holds many domains. So this 666 does not point only the favabay, it points to the favabay and other domains. Thus, it gives me access denied, forbidden. It's not error, but we do not have the right to access. No more, no less. This one is giving me the access because on that server we have only the Facebook. So I hope it's clear so far. For all cases, generating a decimal number from this IP address or from this IP address, absolutely true and validated. Absolutely true and validated. Okay, let's go further, and I'm going to use my, let's say my, because actually we do have the right to probe the favabay.com. It's mine, and I'm giving you the consent to do so. You, my students. I'm going to do my work on this IP address only. No more or less. Later on, we compare with the Facebook. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this IP address to generate a decimal representation of this IP address only. So I'm going to copy it. Copy. Okay, come here. I'm going to use any online decimal converter. So I'm going to say IP to decimal. Enter. IP to decimal. And here I'm going to use this first, let's say, provide. I'm going to see if, yes, I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to copy. I'm going to paste the IP address in this search engine, in this converter, and convert. Full stop. I got this number. Copy. I'm going to come back. I'm going to open a new tab. HTTP less than paste / sorry, and forbidden. Yes, we are perfect. We are perfect. I'm going to do the same thing for the Facebook IP address. Paste here. Convert. I got a different number. I'm going to copy. New tab. HTTP slash paste the number, enter. There is a problem. He's saying visiting the domain with an untrusted certificate. I'm going to say actually I understand the risk because I know he's a Kaspersky reply. I'm going to say yes, visit. Yes, here it is. It opens. So very fine. Now we know what is the relationship of this IP address, the domain, or this IP address, the domain, and numbers like this one. So there is a relationship between this number, the IP address, the domain we visit, and so on. So there is a correlation that makes something actually clear for us somehow. So this domain, sorry, this number, this IP address, which is also this number, or this domain here, they are all pointing the same resource. They are all pointing the same resource. Very easy. Very easy. There is no harm so far. Only we are manipulating technology so far. That's great. That's great. Let's come to the guide. Let's come to the guide. There is no harm, huh? There is no harm. There is no harm. See what I'm going to do now? I come back to the favabay.com. I'm going to leave this one open. And I'm going to open a new tab. I'm going to say favabay.com. Enter. It opened. The same domain. I'm going to add an at the end. Arobas. Paste. Paste. The number we extracted when we converted this IP address to a decimal. And what is this IP address 157? It is the Facebook IP address. It is the same. So this IP address converts into a decimal. We got this number, and this number I used here after the favabay.com. I opened the favabay.com, and then after I added Arobas, and I pasted the number. I'm going to say enter now at the end. What has been opened? Facebook. What is this? Are you kidding or what? See here, I'm starting with favabay.com. I'm going to use the notepad to make it visible to you more clear. I'm going to use the notepad to make it more clear to you. The domain is, what I typed actually at the beginning is http://favabay.com. Great, that's my domain. I opened, I got here, I'm here. Now, great. I added to the same domain, let me come back to the notepad, at Arobas, pasted the number, and I pressed enter. So, the same here, but I added this at, and the decimal number representing the IP address, which is pointing to the Facebook. Press enter. Let's do that. At, paste the number, enter. It opened Facebook. It did not open favabay.com. It opened Facebook, not the favabay.com. Buthayna, any questions? Buthayna, any requests? Okay, we continue. I muted her. What I was saying. Let me come back to the guide now. So we are seeing something different, strange now. It's not different, but something strange. I'm opening favabay.com. It opens to me Facebook. What does it mean? I'm gonna come back to the command prompt, and I'm gonna, let's say, I'm gonna just enumerate the Uniswa website, uniswa.com. Okay. I said uniswa.com. Okay, this is the IP address of this uniswa.com. I'm gonna copy it. Copy. Okay. My converter. paste the IP address, convert. We got a different number. I'm going to copy. So here in the notepad, I'm going to just show it to you. It's something like that. So I'm going to just use this one here. I'm going to try to open the fobabay.com, but I'm going to paste this number at the end. Copy. Let's do that. So I'm going to open a new domain. So I'm going to open the fobabay.com. Yeah. Come on, no. Tab fobabay.com. Okay. I'm going to add at the end. Is that number is from unizo.com, the decimal representation. Enter. Again, my Casper Sky, I'm going to say I understand just for this presentation only. Yes. What did it do? I'm going to say yeah, I understand. I'm going to say yes, do. Yes, it has redirected me to this domain here somehow. The same way, here cannot be reached. There is something actually with the IP address. See, it recognizes the IP address, but as we said for the fobabay, the IP address is in a public server, so there are more than one domain. It does not have any meaning for that. So I'm going to try the other domain of Unizo, which is the, let's say, the unizo.edu.om. Yes, .om. Okay, for the Unizo, we have more than one IP address. 12, 10, 11. We used the 12, I believe, earlier. No, we did not use. It's something different completely. I'm going to use this one, the first one. So copy. I'm going to generate the decimal number. Convert. Yes, we got it. Copy it. Come back here. Type. I'm going to just type fobabay.com again. Fobabay.com. Okay. It open. Arrobas at the end. Paste the decimal number. It got redirected. Yes. Still trying. Yeah, خلاص finished. This site cannot be reached. As we said, it is a public server. So here. So this one is a public server. Means this IP address does not point exactly to the domain, but it points to the server. So we don't have the right to access the server. Refuse to connect. Very easy. Very easy. So it is correct, the process. But what it has opened, fobabay.com, at I do not have to open fobabay.com from the beginning. See, I'm going to close. It's not meaning that I have. Just I'm demonstrating to you. So without typing what is that, fobabay.com at the number, nothing is open. Nothing here is open. I'm going to press enter here. What has been fobabay.com. So I have to type the HTTP at the beginning. I can do the www also for the fobabay.com. It's not a secret, just I'm demonstrating. So all are possible. Come on. fobabay.com / yes, control V here. Press enter. Yes, it got redirected to this IP address. I did not type any IP address. So it is working very fine. It is working very fine. So we have all the explanation. It has got redirected to this IP address and it stopped here. Why? Because this IP address is pointed to a public server, which we do not have the right to access so far. So great. So far, we are very fine. So far, we are very fine. But we are seeing something strange actually. Remember, so we are opening something like this, but it opens me something strange like this one. Actually, this one it opened me the Facebook. This one. What does mean? I'm opening fobabay.com, but I got this one. What does it mean? What does it mean? It's something actually for us technical people. Now you know the details, but for some the current internet users, which are not specialized in the digital security, they will immediately raise the question: what is that? I'm opening fobabay.com and I got something strange. I got to open the Facebook. What does it mean? This is strange. So now malware will behave they will use this trick here, actually, since this redirection is completely obscure. It's not recognized by the individual, which is not technical. He is expecting to open pub.com, but it got redirected to some different destination. Malware will behave here. They will generate a decimal number that points to a malware resource simply and linked like this to a link. Instead of opening this domain, immediately the malware file will be called. The file, huh? I'm saying file, I'm not saying domain. I'm gonna refer to the domain we used in an early age. I'm gonna refer to the domain we used in an early age, which is the lecturing, yes, domain we use in our old labs. This domain here, and to the malware we generated in an old class, all the classes. Domain, the documents, sorry. And our computer security, any of those. Actually, I have a malware actually I generated in another class, which is I believe it's here. Yes, malware. It's a simple PHP file. It's a very simple scripting file. I don't care what is that. I don't care. It's a simple system command. It's very simple, but it can be very disastrous. I'm gonna upload this malware to an online location here, where it is. So it is somewhere. No, here. And this this malware. I'm gonna upload it. I'm gonna test it. Nothing. It is shown nothing, but I have a URL. It is pointed to that malware. I'm going to copy this URL. I'm going to extract the IP address from this URL. So here, I'm going to paste. Enter. It is saying actually something can't find the HTTP, something like that. So I have to find a way via which I'm going to get the IP address. I'm going to leave this. I'm not going to close this one. I'm going to get out. I'm going to exit. I'm going to ping now. Not using DNS lookup, so let me do it this way. Ping, paste, enter. In all cases, still it did not point anything to me. But I'm just thinking now how to get the IP address for this file only. What I'm going to do now, since it is not saying to me what is the IP address of this location exactly, I'm going to do something different. The malware now, you know what is the content of this malware? You know, see here, it's a simple one command, trace root, trace RT, with the pub.com. I'm going to generate a copy, paste. I have a copy now here. I'm going to rename it to be safe, for example, or gift. I'm going to give it the name gift. It has the same file type like the original malware. It's the same type, PHP, but the name is gift to trick the users. It's a gift. Okay, let me come back here. Previous, upload it again. Let's upload the gift now. I'm going to upload the gift. Test it. Okay, I have the gift now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to replace this pub.com with its IP address, which is the 66. We had it already, no? Where is the IP address of this? Let's hear it. Pub.com. This is the one. I'm going to copy it. If it does not succeed with this pub.com, it can succeed with the Facebook. It can succeed with another domain, whatever, because they may have dedicated servers. So here it is asking me consent. I'm going to say yes, I understand. Yes, let me go. So I reached the pub.com. I reached the pub.com, but not this file. But whatever, saying that this 5LABW11C1SP21 is on a dedicated server. So I'm going to stop the search here, but suppose that this IP address is perfect. So I'm going to convert this IP address only into a decimal representation. And I'm going to use the decimal number of this decimal representation. Come back here and paste it here. Enter. It changed to an IP, so very fine. I'm going to replace it again. Here. Copy from this number. See what I'm copying. See what I'm copying. I highlighted. I'm going to copy. Come back to my destination, for example. I'm going to, instead of opening, not typing http://facebook.com. I'm going to just make it point to domain here. So this one actually, it has to be obfuscated somehow, not the purpose today. But just I'm raising your attention to that. The user will think, actually, if I type it, make it a little bit long, it is 100% looking to be open in the Facebook, but it will not open the Facebook. It will open this thing here. For now, we have a public server, so it will give us a forbidden message. Let's copy it. Let's copy it fully. And let's try to open it here, new tab, paste, and open this forbidden. It did not open the Facebook. I type it, paste it. See, at the beginning we have Facebook, and at the end we have this one. So let's enter and enter. It opened this forbidden. It did not open Facebook. So perfectly, it is opening what has been mentioned after the art. What's the problem? The problem here that do not expect that you can clearly say that I will see this one, I will recognize this is not Facebook, and they will not open. That's great. See what I'm going to do right now. This is the last step. I'm going to copy. I'm going to open. Let's come back to the guide. He's asking us to open the macebomber.com and to share what we want with the victim. So see, I'm going to open macebomber. Macebomber.com is my domain also. It's my domain only. I'm going to open. Actually, it has a problem so far. I'm going to fix it later. I'm going to open another domain similar to this Facebook, to this macebomber.com, anonymous mail. So I'm going to open. This is the anonymous mail. This is the one I'm going to open. Yeah, I'm gonna anonymous email. So I'm going to send. I'm going to say here, for example, I'm going to say Google. I'm going to say whatever. Let him actually the anonymous email, because for now I'm not going to say who is the sender. I want to send it to myself. You need to read the program. Okay. I'll leave like that. Subject, I'm going to say gift. Certificate. I'm going to say certificate to download. Wait, certificate is 20. Okay, I'm going to here visit or download your e-certificate. Certificate. Okay. Here. Okay. Great. I'm going to try to put an HTML link and see if it is working very fine. Equal. See what I'm typing. Certificate. Less than, and close the A tag. What is this? This is an A tag. It's an HTML A tag href equal. I pasted the URL to the gift, which is the malware, and the word is only certificate. Let me send. It will be sent to whom? No, I have typed a mistake here. See. Move. my email, my email. Okay, I'm gonna send it. Actually, we have a filter for this email, so do not expect to spam me. Do not think to do so. Everything is controlled. So he actually, to prove that I'm not a robot here, he's asking me to click on each image containing an airplane. So where it is one, another one, another one, another one. Next. Okay, what is this? I'm not able to see. This is one. This is one. This is one. Okay. Yes, your mail was sent successfully. Okay. I'm gonna come back to my email here actually for a reason or another. Whatever. Anonymous email. Anonymous email to download. Actually, it did not show it showed me actually in the mailsbomber.com. If I come back to my guide here in the mailsbomber.com, in the mailsbomber.com, if I have written this HTML code, which is the actually a tag only, it will only show this word. It will only show this word, the certificate. You click it, it will open this link. See this mails bomber, it has a restriction. For now, actually, I succeeded. I succeeded in sharing this link. A non-aware user will open this URL. If he opens this URL, he will be actually redirected, not Facebook, but this forbidden, which is the gift at the end of the day. So we succeeded in manipulating this process. The restriction of this anonymous mail and this mailsbomber.com, it will be solved in future time. But for now, with the process, we have done it. I'm gonna give you this recording just now, so I expect to have the same processes and the same email at the end of the day, as per the steps I did with you.